Victoria's native forestry industry will effectively end on the 1st of January after the state government brought forward a ban from 2030 to 2024. Environmentalists have celebrated the decision, saying it's time to institute a national ban on native forest logging. But those in the industry say they've been left shortchanged and that the government's announcement caught them unprepared.
In sawmills and timber yards across Victoria, operations are grinding to a halt. Dale Tiley has owned his business for 2 decades.
I've grown up in the bush since I can't remember. I was always sitting on a dozer or playing in the bush. So yeah, it's not just a job. It's part of me. It's part of our family.
Mr. Tiley says his family has operated around the Mount Cole area since the early 1900s. That livelihood, he says, has now been upended.
I feel maybe I'm going to let my family down, like we had plans and things to do. Like our biggest worry is, kids, you always like to send them up in life. Well, they're all still at school, so, you try to get a bit of a bank account and help them out.
Kate Tiley says it's been distressing, seeing the weight of responsibility taking its toll on her husband.
It's a bit emotional watching him because I know how much it's always meant to him, and it's also, he wouldn't say it, but his connection to his dad, it's the last sort of thing that he has from him.
The state government has offered 5-year contracts for Vic Forest's harvesters to work in fire management services. It says it's invested $1.2 billion to support some 2,600 workers during the transition. But stakeholders say that doesn't do much to help community contractors like Dale.
We appreciate and acknowledge the 5-year contracts particularly, but this fundamental piece that the government needs to understand and recognise the value of the businesses themselves that has been really affected.
Living near the Great Otway National Park, Ewan man Jack Pascoe sees an opportunity for greater understanding of First Nations forest practices.
Trees are everything. I mean, they're old ancient spirits, and they're so important to helping us read country, but relating to countries.
He hopes beyond the ban, Indigenous groups will be more engaged in managing native forests.
I also see it as an opportunity to move beyond black and white logging or no logging and maybe move towards a better practice.
Victoria is not alone in banning native forest harvesting on public land. Western Australia will also be banning the practice from next year, joining South Australia and the ACT, which don't have native forestry in their jurisdictions. The Northern Territory has one Indigenous-owned native forestry enterprise, while the industry is still permitted in Queensland, New South Wales and Tasmania. But there are growing calls for a nationwide ban. A spokesperson for the federal government says the sector is not without its challenges and that the government will update its National Forest Policy Statement in partnership with the states, territories and industry. But Dale Tiley and his 2 co-workers say the fast-tracked ban has left them with an uncertain future.
We're left hamstrung. We were told 2030, so we had 10 years. Yep, all right, we'll plan that out. We'll be able to make something up by then, and then they pulled the rug straight out from under us.
Tysok Husey, SBS World News.